So glad to see you all. I think at this point, I need to practice yoga. so, so I'm going to move back to the mat. I think it's probably good to remind you folks again that yoga is nothing more than movement and coordination with the breath, just moving and breathing and noticing, at least the asana part of it. And so it's your practice, and I'd like for you to make it your own. And if your body is telling you to do something different than what I'm telling you to do, then you do what your body's telling you to do. No pain in yoga. We do need to breathe. So I'll be cueing the breath as I always do. And so just move into sensation in the body. And if you're holding your breath, you're probably doing too much. So if you're breathing and noticing and feeling sensations, then you're where you need to be. So let's go ahead and start just noticing the body in contact with the earth, all those places that you feel, the feet, the legs, the sitting bones, sits bones. Come to a soft focus or close the eyes. And just notice as you breathe, notice the sensations of the breath. And soften. And you can shift or move, just noticing. And if your mind wanders, there's sounds in the room or the temperature's a little cool, just notice that. And then bring that focus, the awareness back to the breath. And opening the eyes. Let's take it 2 deep breaths in. So bringing the shoulders over the hips. Inhale, and just make that breath move from the belly up through the middle chest and into the upper chest. And then open the mouth and let it go. And one more deep breath. And exhale. Yeah, just those few moments, just as actually even only maybe even less than a moment, just kind of gets you into the spirit of your practice. So now bring the arms wide with the palms down toward the floor. Strong through the shoulders and strong through the fingers and the hands and arms. Pressing the heart toward the top of the mat, breathe. And then turn the palms toward the top of the mat, draw the arms back, point the fingers behind as you gaze up. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the knees and the chin toward the chest. Release. Inhaling, rounding back up. Arms are wide, fingers pointing behind, gazing up. Exhaling, hands to the knees and round. And one more time, coming wide, taking up space. Exhaling and round. And coming back up to that upright seated posture, drawing the shoulders back, keeping the neck soft and the face relaxed. Bring the left hand across to the right leg, bring the right hand behind. Now release the shoulders and exhale, twisting to the right. And inhaling, come to the front, bring the right hand across, exhale to the left. And coming back to center, twist to the right, extending the right arm toward the back of the mat. Gaze follows the extended hand. That's your drishti, they call it. And inhale and come to the front. And exhaling that twist to the left. And inhale and come to the front. Bring the shoulders up toward the ears, and then take the points of the shoulders back, opening the heart, bringing the shoulder blades down and together and down. Just squeezing those shoulders back. And then release. As you exhale, inhaling, bring the shoulders up toward the ears, and now the shoulders come back and down. Moving the head gently. And then exhaling, release. And one more time, bring the shoulders up toward the ears. And now draw the shoulders back and down. Good. Just breathe. And release. You can bicycle the shoulders, moving the head a little bit. Be gentle with the neck here. Just kind of rolling the head side to side. Ujjayi breath. Reminds you to breathe. It actually feels good, I think, that little tightness in the throat where you can hear the breath. Bring the hands out to the side with the fingers down on the floor. Now lift up tall. And now turn the palms up toward the ceiling. And as you inhale, hands come up toward the ceiling. And the gaze drifts up toward the ceiling as well. Palms together. And as you exhale, turn the palms out and bring the hands down. Inhaling, turn the palms up. Hands are lifting, reaching up through the fingers. And as you exhale, the hands come down. And one more time, reaching wide, lifting. Bring the palms together. Press the fingers up to the ceiling. And then turn the gaze, just turn the gaze straight ahead. And while pressing the hands together, draw those arms back by the ears. This one has worked for me. And as you exhale, turn the palms out and the hands come down. And once again, just move, releasing here. Bring the hands out in front, palms together, reaching forward. And then interlace the fingers and press the palms toward the top of the mat. Staying tall. And now as you inhale, draw the shoulders back and press the hands up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the hands back down, arms parallel to the floor, chin to chest. Pressing forward, inhaling, lifting back up, arms lift. Exhaling, chin to chest. And one more time, shoulders back, hands lift. And exhaling. And now turn the hands around, the palms towards you, release, roll the wrists, and loosen up the fingers. Good, all right, so bring that right arm out in front. Stay tall as you reach forward here. And on the inhale, let that hand drift up toward the ceiling. Draw the right shoulder back, reaching up. Bring the left hand out, down on the floor and out to the left and arc to the left. Noticing the right sits bone is still on the mat. Reaching up and out. Good. Turn the gaze down toward the left hand on the floor, keeping the right shoulder back. And now lift the gaze back toward the lifted right hand. Bring the right hand back up to the ceiling and exhale, release. And you're going, oh yes, I feel that. And extend the left arm out in front. And as you inhale, the left hand lifts to the ceiling, turning to gaze up. Strong through that arm and shoulder as you reach high. And now bring the right hand out and slide it out, arcing right. And turn the gaze down toward the right hand on the floor. Again, drawing the left shoulder back. And now let the gaze come back up toward the ceiling. Take that left hand back up, reach it up there. And exhale, release. And now you feel the same on both sides. That's a good thing, that trying to get balance in the body. And you'll notice differences in one side of the body to the other. We all have them. And range of motion will be different on one side than it will be on the other. And you kind of even that out, but you just do the best you can. We're all a work in progress. So come over onto all fours. And find your table with the fingers spread wide. The middle finger is pointing up toward the top of the mat. The thumbs are wide. And we'll do our moving cat-cow. Inhaling, let the belly drop a little bit, turning the gaze straight ahead, drawing the elbows toward the center of the mat. And as you exhale, let the head drop, round up, and bring the hips back toward the heels. Bring the elbows down. And as you inhale, moving forward and lifting back up, gazing ahead, exhaling, head drops, rounding back. Elbows come down, moving forward and up, gazing ahead, exhaling back. Let's do two more of these. Inhaling, we come up. And exhaling, we move back. Last one, inhaling, lifting, and exhaling back. And now coming back up into our table, take a breath. With the gaze going straight down to the center of the mat, just bring the weight over onto the right knee and press the hips and ribs out to the right. And come to center and keeping the gaze in the center, exhaling, hips to the left. And coming to center, take the hips right and maybe a little more than before. and then to center, and hips come to the left. And coming back to center. All good. Extend the right leg, toes on the mat. Finding that straight line from the shoulder to the heel. And now press back through that right heel, strong through the right leg. Bring that foot hip height. Keep the sacrum flat as you extend the left arm straight out ahead, and breathe. And the gaze is down toward the mat. Long spine, long neck, straight line, fingertips to heel. One more breath. Now bring the left hand down, take that foot out to the right, and gaze past the right shoulder at the toes. Flex that foot. See if that leg will go parallel to the floor. And bring the foot back hip height. Toes are pointing straight down, and exhale and bring the right knee down beside the left. And now move gently. You can come back to child's pose. Extend the left leg, toes on the mat. Releasing that left hip. Strong through the back leg. And now bring the left foot hip height. And extending the right arm. Awkward pose. One more deep breath. And now bring the right hand down. Take the foot out to the left, keeping it lifted. And now bring that foot back, hip height. Behind you, and now bring the left knee down. And again, child's pose or table. Extend that right arm straight out to the side. And as you inhale, let the shoulder lift. Again, following the extended hand with the gaze. Be nice to the neck. And now exhaling, bring the right hand down and under, reaching through. And then move the left hand to where you want it to be, top of the mat, to the ceiling. Palm down on the sacrum. And gently lifting the gaze toward the ceiling. Now bring the left hand under the shoulder, lift back up, extend to the right, and lift. And exhaling, bring that right hand down, take that breath in table. Now extend the left arm and open to the left. Exhaling, bring the left hand down, slide it under. Reaching and lifting the gaze to the ceiling. Now bring the right hand back in, lifting up, extending, and lifting. And bring the left hand down. All right. Bring the hips back toward the heels, and you can bring the arms in, cross the arms, rest the head on the arms. Now come back up into your table. Take the knees as wide as the mat and bring the ankles, keeping the ankle bones on the mat, but the toes are probably off the mat. But the heels and ankles are right behind the knees. We're moving into frog. So again, be nice. Come down to the elbows and then gently take the hips toward the back of the mat. And really breathe into the hips here. Release that tension. Good. Now come forward. Come back up into your table. Bring the knees back in. And just kind of wag your tail. Let things get readjusted. Good. So take the whole body out to the right. And the knees go a little bit wide as you come back toward the heels with the hips, and then take the body to the left and come forward. Get that little stretch in the wrists, and exhaling, take the body to the right and back. Let the head dip. Inhaling, come to the left and up. And to the right and back. And to the left and up. Now go the other way, take the body left and back. And to the right and up. One more big circle. And now move those hips back toward the heels and just let the head release. Bring the elbows down. So the elbows are on the mat right behind the hands. And the belly is loose there between those wide legs. And then you see if you can just let the forehead get down to the mat. Actually, those elbows will actually splay out just a little bit. Now lift the head, walk the hands toward the top of the mat. Elbows now are lifted. Press the palms down into the mat with the hands shoulder width. Strong through the arms, let the head drop. And you're working to keep the elbows lifted. Pressing the hands into the mat. And now release the head. Walk the hands off the mat to the right. Bring the left hand onto the right. And we'll get that nice stretch down the left side through the left ribs. And the hands come to center and off to the left. And draw the right hip back, opening the right ribs. And bring the hands back to center, still reaching toward the top of the mat. Releasing the head. And now inhale and come back up into your table. Good. Bringing the knees back in under the hips. Breathe, move. So curl the toes here and lift up into downward facing dog. Work the heels. Feel the hands and fingers on the mat. So from our downward facing dog, come down into plank. Knees can be on the mat, of course. Breathe, bring the shoulder blades onto the back. And now press the hips up, downward dog. Take a breath. And now straightening the legs, coming back down into our plank. And lifting the hips back up, bend those knees, downward dog. Ah, yes. And one more time, straighten the legs, coming down to plank. One more breath. And lift back up into downward dog. All right. And step the feet toward the hands. Come up to half lift. Gripping the mat with the toes. And legs are straight, almost straight. Pressing the belly toward the toes. Gaze straight down. Breathe. And exhale into forward fold. Belly comes to the thighs. Let the head go. Yeah. Still working those heels. And here's one you can try. In your forward fold, rotate the heels out so the toes are pointed in toward the center of the mat. Yeah, little different sensation here in the hamstrings. No sensation behind the knees, so be nice to the knees. And now bring the heels back in. Outside edges of the feet now are parallel to the edge of the mat. And now turn the toes out. Still finding that sensation in the backs of the legs. And bring the toes back in. Release down. One more breath, exhaling. And now bend the knees and press into the mat and round up. And draw the shoulders back. Take the arms wide and the hands lift. And exhaling, bring the hands in prayer to the heart. In these chaotic times, bring to mind something you're grateful for today. Good, and release. Yeah, oh, good. Let's move through our sun salutation A. And we'll do it kind of slowly, so come along. So from our mountain pose, pressing down into the mat, activate the arms, inhale, the hands lift. And now taking the arms wide, exhale into forward fold. Come to half lift. And as you exhale, bring the hands down, take the feet back into plank. Good, bring the elbows in toward the center as you exhale down. Lift into cobra. Feel those kneecaps lift off the mat. Good, curling the back toes or come up to the knees, but press up and back, downward dog. And working the heels and breathing. Good, now bend both knees deeply and take the knees almost down to the mat, pressing back strongly through the arms. And lift the hips back up, pressing both heels toward the mat. And coming back down, bending those knees deeply. And lifting the hips back to the ceiling. And work the heels. And step the feet up toward the hands. Inhale, come to half lift. Exhale into the forward fold. And now lengthen the spine, arms wide, press with the feet to come up. And exhale, mountain pose. Good. So obviously I added that little deep knee bend to the sun salutation A. Sun B. Take a deep breath and exhale. We start Sun B, the Ashtanga style, with the hands of prayer at the heart. Take a breath in. Yeah. And now as you inhale, bend the knees, extend the hands out in front and up into Ashtanga chair. And as you exhale, hinge, bringing the hands down to the floor. Forward fold. Pressing the hips up. Inhale, coming to half lift. And as you exhale, step that both feet back into plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale, cobra, modified cobra, upward dog. Inhaling back, downward dog. Inhale the right foot high. And then bring it to the top of the mat. So if you need to bring the back knee down to get that foot way up there toward the top of the mat, that's okay. Good. Let the hips settle and spin the back heel in and down. Lift the warrior one. Strong through the back leg, bending that front knee deeply. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back beside the left into plank. And vinyasa, down. Inhaling. Cobra, modified cobra, upward dog. Downward dog. And lift the left foot high. And bring it to the top of the mat. Find that strong high lunge. And spin the back heel in and down. Warrior one. Exhaling, hands come down. Stepping the left foot back. And our vinyasa, lower. Inhale up. Exhale back. And breathe. And step the feet toward the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, into fold. And now bend the knees, bring the hands out in front, coming up to that chair. And exhaling, lift up, hands in prayer to the heart. release. Good. That's Ashtanga Sun A, or up Sun B. Let's step wide on the mat. Pressing the heels out toward the ends of the mat. And time is running away here. That's okay. So hands come to the hips, lift up tall, and now exhale and fold. Keep a little bend in those knees, of course. And the hands can come down wherever you want them to be. And just let the top of the head release toward the floor. Now come up onto fingertips. Press the belly down. And you can use a block here if you choose, but extend the right arm and now lift the right shoulder and the right arm to the sky. And exhale, bring the fingertips of the right hand down under the face. Extend the left arm and open to the left. And exhaling, bring the left hand down. Walk the hands out. Let's come into this wide-legged down dog. So you're working to keep the heels on the mat and you feel the outside edges of the feet on the mat. And now bring the hands back under the face. Walk the hands over toward the right foot. Take the bind if you choose. And that bind is the left hand grasping above the ankle from the front, and the right hand behind grasping the wrist of the left hand, left arm. And release the bind on the right, walk the hands over to the left. And release the bind on the left. Good. Turn the toes out. So the toes pointed a little bit away now. And then bend the right knee. Just letting the hips come down toward the right heel. Get long through the spine, so press the belly down. Good. Lift the hips back up. And now take the hips over to the left, toward the left heel. Again, long in the spine, so you're lifted here. The gaze is straight down. Good. Now press, coming back up, fingertips on the mat. Bring the toes back to the front. Release into the wide-legged fold. And if you want, you can reach over here and grab a hold of the big toes. Good. Bring the hands under the face, get long through the spine, and now bring the hands to the hips, elbows to the ceiling, and inhale and come up. Good. Press the thumbs into the hip bones. Take the gaze to the ceiling. And inhale up. Good. Turn the toes toward that top of your mat and then step to the top of the mat. So let's move down to the mat. Coming from mountain pose, inhale the hands up. Exhale into the fold. Come to half lift. And just try that little float, that hop back into our plank. Breathe here. And now lower halfway and press back up. Lower halfway and press back up. And lower halfway and press back up. Breathe. And bring the knees down to the mat and bring the hips back toward the heels. Rest the hips on the backs of on the heels or on a block. And just take a breath in hero. Good. Moving forward, just bring those feet around to the front. And bring the feet about halfway in and come into your balance. And Navasana, however you want to do it today. Two more deep breaths. And now come down into canoe, keeping the feet lifted, the shoulders lifted, reaching toward the toes. Come back up into Navasana, boat pose. And now release and come up forward into cobbler, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Yes. Good. Slide the feet away. This butterfly thing. And now come back up, bring the knees to the ceiling, toward the ceiling, extend the left leg and bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Ah, yes, get tall. And exhale and fold. And remember that little bend in that left knee. And inhale up. Bring the left hand to the inside of that straight leg. Open the right shoulder and arc over the left leg. And inhale up. And bring the right hand down behind that bent right knee. Come on to the right knee. Hopefully there's padding under that knee. And extend, lifting the hips and reaching. Exhale it. Bring the hips down. And bring the right knee up. Take that right foot and either put it in the center of the mat or actually cross it to the outside of the straight left leg. And now extend the left arm and the left elbow to the bent knee and the other right hand behind. Get tall. Exhale and twist to the right. Inhale to the front. Do a little counter twist to the left. And coming back to center, extend the right leg, bring the left foot in. Staying strong through the extended right leg with a little bend in the knee and fold. And inhaling, come up. And now the right hand inside the right leg, arcing over the right leg. And inhaling up, bring the right hand down to the floor. Come onto that left knee, extending long. Point those toes, reach through the fingers. And exhaling the hips down, bringing the left knee back up and crossing the foot over. And now it's the right elbow to the bent knee, twisting to the left. Drawing that bent knee across the body. And inhaling, come to the center, a little counter twist to the right. And coming back. Yeah, extend that left leg. And now with the knees bent, hands behind the knees, just gently come down onto your back. Ah, good. All right. Just take a breath here. Let the toes splay out. Turn the palms up and breathe. Bring both feet all the way into the hips. Bring the left ankle onto the right knee, moving into figure 4. All right, reaching that left hand through the triangle. And flex that left foot. Take the foot and the knee a little to the right. Good, and release the ankle and bring the right knee onto the right ankle onto the left knee, figure 4. And good, bring the left foot down, release the ankle. Feet all the way into the hips, hands down by your sides, and press with the feet into bridge as you inhale. And exhaling, let the hips lower. Inhaling, lift into bridge. And exhale, lower. And one more time, press up into bridge. And we're going to hold this. So if you choose, walk the shoulder blades under and interlace the fingers. Press the heels of the hands together. And then press the fingers, those interlaced fingers, toward the top of the mat, lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Good. Release the interlaced fingers. Exhale and bring the hips down. Good. Extend that left leg. Bring the right knee into the chest. Good. Circle the toes. Take the knee a little bit up and out to the right. And then release the right knee. Bring the left knee into the chest. Circle the toes. And now take that knee toward the left shoulder. Good. Ease and bring the right knee in beside the left and gently rock. Bring both feet down to the mat, knees to the ceiling. And then we'll do our little twist here. So let the knees fall to the right. Take the gaze left. Just relax and release. Knees to the ceiling, and now knees left and gaze right. And the knees back to the ceiling. And now stretch the legs long, big, long, deep inhale as you stretch, reaching behind and pressing through the heels, inhaling. And exhale to your Savasana. Good. Little movements. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, stretch. And coming up when you're ready. Thank you for practicing, and namaste. Have a great rest of your